Hi guys, it's Emily. Happy New Year. Starting off the new year, actually on my deck, decided it was time to use a different kind of infrared than the one I usually use, which is my infrared grill, and talk a little bit with you guys at the same time about some of the new stuff that I've gotten in the last month or so for virtual tours, because this is one of the things that I've been meaning to do, but over the holidays I didn't have time. So the grill is now like at 450, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to put this stuff on there, but also I have a bunch of stuff here that I want to share with you. So let's see. I want to know how your holidays have been. We are currently in a quarantine just because of some exposure during the break. And a lot of us are in the same boat. This is my chicken shawarma that I decided to make so that we would have some good food to eat while we are just sort of waiting for it to be, you know, healthy and safe for everybody to go back to work and play. So that is going to cook there probably like, I don't know, what would you think, like 15 minutes aside? I don't know, these grills that you get with infrared, they're really good, but they take a little longer. So I'm just gonna let that cook with the lid on for a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about Pivo, because that's the thing that I brought out and I wanted to illustrate. Anyway, so check it out. So while that cooks, I'm going to unbox the camera case, or the carrying case for the system. So Pivo's awesome. I met these guys in November at AWE, and they did send me this case. So I did not buy this. So that's cool. That's really nice that I got this to test out, and I did see them demo it for me at the show, and we took a video there, but as y'all know, I'm way more into like my own hands-on. So the other items that they sent me are the smart mount, which goes on to this, which is I got the Pivo Black, which is the business edition. It says just like a cameraman, but just way better. So these products, this whole case, this whole set can be bought for about $400. I'll have to check the exact number. But what you do is you take your Pivo Pod, and you have your interchangeable mounts, okay? So the one that I'm going to demonstrate for you first is going to be the one with the iPhone, because I think that's the one that most people will be using regularly. And so here's my Pivo Black. This was the case, and then it came with a controller. I hope I have the controller. I might not have the controller with me, but there is a remote control that is really important, and there's a charging cable. So those are the two things that you're going to want to use in order to operate this effectively. And so let's fire up their tripod, or their monopod, because this is one of the things that I was the most excited about when I saw it at AWE. I think I'm excited about it because if you can see what I'm recording on right now, I've got a monopod. It's the Bushman Claremont V2 monopod, which I talk about a lot because I really like that one. And it has weights and counterweights at the bottom of it, and then I even wrap it with additional weights, kind of like exercise ankle weights. I find that they're nice and easy to travel with. A little less bulky than a big 10-pound sandbag, and then you can kind of arrange them how you want. They're really flexible, and they come pre-filled. A lot of the sandbags these days are ones you can get off of Amazon, but then you have to fill them yourself, and I feel like that's just so much work. So I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. So here's this tripod, and it looks like really it does expand up to 63 inches, 160 centimeters, and it folds down. And as you can see, like in this configuration, it's flat, which gives you a lot of stability. So that is really cool. And so I think that this tripod, you know, it feels like it's really stable. I love that wide base. And if you're not using a 360 camera, then having the wide base like this is really nice, and you can always add additional weights down here. I think it's $79 for this, and then you can put your Pivo Pod on it, and this you can operate with a Ricoh Theta Z1, so you can use this for your Zillow tours or your Matterport tours. And if you're going to do that, I would probably, I'm just assuming that we can, yeah. So we can put this tripod in another configuration. So it can go just like our standard tripod where it's up a little bit more like that. And that will help your nadir be patched a little bit better. And I bet you can even go one click higher. Yeah. But that is only for on like the tiniest stairs, and I would proceed with absolute caution because the stability with this extended all the way up, and that is shaky, my friends. So, you know, the wider the base, the more stability. I would definitely be careful. And I have lost 2 Ricoh Theta cameras, or busted them because they've fallen over and weren't weighted properly. So anyway, don't do it that way. Learn from my mistakes. So, okay, I'm going to put this here, and if we turn this on, I'm just going to show you a little bit about how this works here. Okay, so I do have a little bit of battery, and I have my iPhone here next to the grill. I'm glad that it's not too loud, so you can see what I'm doing. And this was exactly the thing that happened on my very first shoot, as I was using it for real estate, and I was like, wait a second, like I have to hide from it and I have to start it, but I didn't have the remote control with me. I forgot the remote control. So make sure you always have the remote control with you. You have to have that. Otherwise, this can be very cumbersome, and then you're showing up in the shots by pressing start. So that's not going to work. So let's first review it for, you know, just sort of like your Pivo, like Pivo. There's so many apps. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Okay, maybe I'm going to go into maybe Pivo Cast. I think that might be the one. So it says, make sure Bluetooth and location are enabled on your smartphone in order to pair Pivo Connect. I think it should work because, yeah, it's connecting. Pairing successful. Okay, so, okay, we're going to try casting this. I'm going to tighten this up, and let's put the camera, I'm going to do it vertically like social media style, and tighten that up. And it says start a call. Okay, well, I don't know which call to start, but let's just see what happens. Let's do cast. Oh, that would be casting to my computer. Okay, so I'm not near my computer, so I can't do that. Again, you get to watch me learn so that you can do it better the first time. Let's go back to just Pivo Plus. Maybe this is the one where you get to just like play and have it follow you. Yeah, I think so. So, alrighty. I'm gonna take a video here, and let's see if if it'll connect with the device. I have it vertical, so this will be good for an Instagram video. Maybe I'll move this closer so you can see what's happening. Right here you can see it's connecting, it's pairing. It didn't find it, so we're gonna retry. Maybe I just didn't close that other app properly. Yeah, I didn't close that other app properly. So, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, did you guys see that? Okay, so it's already following me, so this is cool. So I'm going to go to stream and see what happens. It says streaming. Select when you want to stay the center of attention. Okay, well, I'll stay the center of attention for now, for the sake of this video. Okay, it says streaming. Go. But I don't know where it's streaming to. So we're just going to take a guess. But now watch what happens as I'm moving around. So now I am streaming on this thing and it is going to follow me. Oops. No, okay, it's using face detection and it's going to follow me around, so I have to then, you know, show you. Okay, look, check it out. Here's my little Pivo case, Pivo Black, and right, so it's following me. Now if I want, I have to walk a little slowly, otherwise it will sort of freak out on me. But this is really cool because now, say I wanted to like do my little food blog or food vlog, I can be like it zooms in, and it's kind of amazing. So I just feel like this is what it's meant for. It's really intended for a social media thing. I don't know if you can see that camera moving, but I certainly can. And you know, again, my impression is that there is some really cool software here behind the scenes that is zooming in, and I'll post this, but it is zooming in, it's following my motions, it's detecting my face, and it really is like having a cameraman to record my video and to show people what I'm doing. So, you know, it's like, hey, I'm in the middle of making this chicken, I'm outside, I'm on my deck, and this is what the Pivo Tour was designed to do and to perform. So I'm going to just shut this down for a second, and we're going to switch over to the other use case that I think is really interesting, and I'll show you guys what I do when I'm using the Pivo Tour, which is the one for real estate. Okay, so stick around. Okay guys, alright, so I'm back here with this, with the Pivo, and now I'm going to show you the Pivo Tour, which is different than the app that I just showed you with Pivo Plus. So the streaming and the video and the photos that you can do, it's really different, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's just start from the beginning again. I've already shown you guys how this can be used for influencers or for social media folks, and I do think that it is pretty awesome. So you start with your tripod, and you can use the tripod that it comes with. It comes in the case. I think you can get this whole kit for about $3.99, which is awesome. And anyway, so then you can put your phone here. Now remember that I did a video last year, maybe it was in 2020, so it was a year ago, and I was telling people you can DIY a Zillow 3D home tour. And so what I did is I said, okay, just, you know, hold the phone, and I kind of illustrated how you go in a circle like this, and showed people how to do it by trying to stand still, but there's so much room for user error in that, and it rarely works easily the first time. So it's great for DIY, and it's an awesome tour for you guys to do very inexpensive 3D tours or 360 tours. But this is a huge upgrade on that, and it's slow, which is one of the things I found out, but I want to show you why I still think it's cool. So I've got my phone here, and I'm going to go into a couple of different apps. The Zillow 3D Home Tour is not yet native with this, which means it doesn't pair right away. Okay, so it's screen recording now, and if I go into my Zillow 3D Home Tour and open that app up, and I can do a new virtual tour, use an iPhone, then I will add a home address later. Oh, wait, search again, add home address later. So once you stick it in the device, you have to be careful because it's like kind of already hard to, you know, to use the touch screen once it's there. But let's just say I'm in a single family home and on floor 1, and we're going to start with a new room or area. Now what I had done before was I had held this in my hand and moved around, but instead what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to take my remote control, and this is, if you just get this part of it, just this little device, it's $1.99, and I think you might even be able to get less expensive versions. So this is my chicken still going, for even less. But watch this. I'm going to push the button, the 2 arrows on the left, and that rotates it around. So let's look at the time. It's let's see, it's 10 after, and I am going to rotate this device. Now, normally I would be getting out of the way, but since I'm just showing it to you guys right now, I'm gonna stay still. You have to keep holding the device. And what I found is that it will make it through almost an entire rotation, but it won't make it through an entire rotation. You have to kind of like keep holding it, and then you can let go, and you might have to like hold it down for a few more seconds. So this is still under a minute. So it's going pretty fast, but I think you should calculate there being about 1 minute per rotation. And okay, yes, exactly. So I don't know if you can't see it, but I'll show on the recording, on the screen recording. But basically there's still like 15 little bars, little blue lines left. And so then I'm gonna just keep going, and boom, it's done. So now I'm gonna just do balcony. Oh wait, but I wanna pause it so it doesn't keep going. So I'll just do balcony, and it's processing, and I'll say done. Okay, so the thing that I learned was that, you know, since it's not native, I can use this remote control, but there's things that just aren't calibrated right. But this is a huge upgrade over doing it with a broom handle, or doing it just holding it and trying to keep it level. That's really hard to do. So if you're gonna do Zillow home tours, but you don't have the money for a 360 camera, and you don't wanna go all in on you know, getting a full setup, I think that this, with a very simple tripod, this one is only $79 with Pivo. I think it's a really good deal, and I think it's a great way to have really clean tours. I did notice that, and I will probably show it in the video, but I noticed that the nadir patching was very big. It was like big black areas, and so that was visible to me, but most of the research shows that only 1% of people look down or look up on your 360 content. So I almost wouldn't be afraid of that being an issue. And, you know, you should still just, you know, try it and see what you think. Okay, so we did a panorama, so we could actually complete this tour with one panorama, or we could keep going. But now what I want to show you is the difference between, so I'm going to finish that, and then we'll just keep it private, and then we can look at it later. The next thing to show you is to show you the Pivo Tour software. So I'm going to go over there. Okay, so, all right, is it in Pivo Tour? Let's move it into, I have to close the Pivo Live app. Okay, so now it knows that I did that, and I'm opening up Pivo Tour. New update. Okay, so update now. I'm going to skip that because it should still work. And I'm going to go into create tour. I'm going to set it to private. I don't want it to be public yet. And create tour. And again, like before, I need to connect it. So make sure all your other Pivo apps are connected. And okay, so while it's connecting, maybe I will flip the chicken, because you guys saw that I was in the middle of cooking when I got out here. So that's looking good. It's kind of hilarious that I decided to grill and make this little video today. I feel like, why the hell not? And you know, it's a new year. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, so now it says introducing 3D capture beta. Yes, I want to capture 3D. So, okay, when I first got this, I was really only able to do it with the 360, and so I did a home tour using Pivo, and I didn't have the remote. It was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't super excited about it because I struggled. But now it says, yes, I want to capture 3D. And I think I saw this when I fired it up about 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna say, yes, I want to capture 3D, and we're gonna see what happens. So Pivo will rotate 2 times for each point. Please wait till it's finished. Start capturing with your remote control, or by clicking the capture button. And again, Pivo did give me this device. They gave this to me to test and to demo and to share with you guys. There was a really great roundup of virtual tour software done by Ben Claremont about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer ago now, but he had mentioned Pivo Tour, and I was sort of like, wait a second, like I've never used that. How do I try it? And you know, what I can tell you is that it's up and coming. in the same way that Matterport started without even having floors, like you couldn't go between floors. I think that Pivo is in its infancy and they are making a ton of sales on the influencer side. So stay tuned, because all of that money is going to be recirculating back into the company and into investments on things like growing the real estate side. So I think there's going to be more to come, and you don't expect everything in the beginning because it's in beta, right? And that's when you should be trying it so that you can get good at this stuff before everybody else gets good at it. Okay. Tell us your capture height to measure distances within your tour. The height should be consistent throughout the tour. So I think it requires one measurement. So I'm just going to say that it's, so like if I'm 5'4"-ish, that's like 165 centimeters. So let's just say it's 150 centimeters. Maybe give or take. I honestly don't know, but we're just going to say that. Are you using the guide mount? Yes. Yeah, I am. I'm using the 3D guide mount. That was the mount that comes with it, the circular one, not the phone adapter. You don't want that one. Okay, so yes. Okay, cool. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's like, it's asking about floors, and let's just see what happens. Don't move the Pivo. Okay, I'm going to be in the way. Please keep your distance and stay out of frame. I can't help that. So the best thing to do is just to stay still for illustration purposes. And I can hear it taking photographs. It's probably doing this similar to the Matterport. Now I'm noticing some shake. I'm out here on the deck, and so now it's about 44% done. It's taking a lot of photos. It says it's 50% done. It's already gone around, but I think that that 50% processing is what it's talking about, not 50% done with the photos. Okay, and then it rotated a little bit back and is going again. So I don't know what's happening now. Oh, right. Oh, okay. It's getting the point cloud. So now it's using LiDAR built in my device, in my iPhone, to do the measurements. So it's taking the first spin around to do the photos, and it's calculating the geometry and the distance now in a separate scan. So this is the first time I've seen them done sort of independently. Most of the time I feel like when I see this, they are paired, and now it's 100% done. And I can actually see, you guys would be able to see when I post this, like kind of what my deck looks like right now. Probably my kid stuff on the floor. So I'm going to say that that's going to be good, but let's try moving it into a second location. Like, let's move it back here and see what happens if I do a second one. Maybe from here you'll be able to see that there's a little bit of a visual. I don't know if it'll be detecting here, but I'll do the second one. I'll stand back in my same position. And what we're hoping is that it will stitch it together, so that moving from one location to the next, that the camera will align and align the images using photogrammetry, but also it is going to be assisted by that 3D mesh layer that's being created right now with the LiDAR. And I can hear it clicking. And I probably could have used this remote to start it, so I'll do that next. Here's that 50% mark. It's going to probably go around, and then now getting ready for that 3D scan. And I can see the point cloud. It looks badass. It looks so badass. Now the point cloud is not detecting, obviously, like where the range is going to be limited. So for example, like it's not detecting all the way to my neighbor's wall of their house, and so anything beyond these posts on my deck are just going to show up as sort of black. There won't be any data there. And it's spinning around. It's going, yeah, it found its start position, and it has actually already aligned, and so we have alignment between you know, the point 1 and point 2. So let's go one further out, and these are really close together. I think you'd probably be able to do the scans further apart. And I'm going to call them scans because these are scans. It's just a little bit different than you're used to if you're a Matterport photographer. So let's see what happens. This is my Pivo guy. Let's see if I can start it. Okay, so, you know, I'm starting it around, but I'm going to stop it because you know what it's not doing? Is it's not, it wasn't starting the recording, so, okay, if I press the plus button in the center, the big button, it actually started it. So the plus button in the center on this remote did initiate that first rotation of the 360, and so it's going now. I think it's working, but I don't hear it clicking. There it goes. Maybe it had to kind of like place itself already in the space before it went. Okay, so it's done. I was talking, so I couldn't hear it. And I bet that this chicken is almost done. So we are almost done with our video for today and our last demo, and now it's scanning, okay? So the speed, let's talk about the speed. It's slow. Matterport, maybe a rotation is 30 seconds. That's going to include your data. You can move, you can set it up. It will align in the background. I think this does the same thing. The cool part is that I'm using the features of my iPhone that it was built with and that it can use. The LiDAR is something super exciting, and I love using the LiDAR. I feel like anytime you can find a use case for it that is new, that is innovative, then that's awesome. And I don't know that I will be outfitting my team with these when we have Matterport, but if I was like really growing the team and trying to scale things and I didn't have to buy more than the Pivo Tours and a Z1 camera to be able to do Matterport, I mean, I guess iGuide, but Pivo and a 3D tour, and I wanted to just do it as inexpensively as possible, and so I do think that there is potential here. And again, like as the software gets better, as the technical side of things improve, that will be great. We cannot download the point cloud yet, so we can't use it for that. There are no floor plans. I think schematic floor plans can't be ordered yet. You can just switch floors, but you can illustrate the floors, but you can't actually measure them. Maybe that's changed now that we've got 3D scanning, because other companies like Kubicasa do enable us to get those you know, schematic floor plans by using LiDAR in iPhones and in iPads. So I have high hopes for this. I think it's early. I think that it's good to get one. I think it's really good for you to be vlogging and doing more videos. I'll probably experiment with that more because I think that's super fun and you can do it by yourself. For virtual tours, like I was saying, it could be an interesting way to go if you're looking for a way to save money and you want to offer something new. So anyway, I think that's about it. I think lunch is ready. And I finished my tour. I finished my cooking, and I think 2022, even though we're still in quarantine right now, we've got our blackened shawarma for lunch, and it's a beautiful day, so things could be a heck of a lot worse. And I wish you guys all a very happy new year. Thanks to the guys at Pivo for sharing this equipment with me. I did not demonstrate the camera mount here, or the iPhone mount, but I think you get the idea. And I'll definitely include some links, so if you want to check it out, you can take a look at their website. And don't forget to subscribe and to like if you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy doing them, and here's to a great 2022. Thanks!